Dr. Jose Rizal, the Philippine national hero, traveled extensively during his lifetime. His travelogue covered several countries, mainly in Europe and Asia. As part of his studies, advocacy work, and exile, here are the countries he visited. Spain. Rizal went to Spain in 1882 to pursue higher education. He studied medicine and philosophy at the Universidad Central de Madrid. But more than that, Spain was where he developed his political ideas. In Paris, France, Rizal trained under a famous eye doctor, Dr. Louis de Wecker. His goal? To become a skilled ophthalmologist and help cure his mother's blindness. France also influenced his love for liberal ideas, arts, and culture. Germany was where Rizal found an environment of intellectual freedom. He worked with German scientists and doctors, studied their way of life and big moment here. Finished and published Noli Me Tangere in Berlin in 1887. He admired the German people's discipline and work ethic. In Brussels, Rizal lived cheaply while writing the sequel to his first novel, El Filibusterismo. His time here was financially tough, but he remained focused on spreading awareness of Filipino suffering under Spanish rule. Next is Switzerland. Switzerland gave Rizal time to reflect. He visited Geneva, admired the country's peace and democracy, and learned from their neutral political system, something he hoped the Philippines could have one day. Rizal also went to Italy, including Rome and the Vatican, for spiritual and cultural reasons. As a Catholic, visiting the Vatican was meaningful. It also gave him insight into the Church global's influence, which he often critiqued when it came to the friars back home. In London, Rizal did historical research at the British Museum. He studied the works of Antonio Morga, a Spanish historian, to show that Filipinos had a rich culture even before Spanish colonization. It was part of his mission to correct false claims made by the colonizers. In Austria, Rizal passed through Vienna with his friend Maximo Viola. The trip was short but part of their broader journey, promoting Filipino identity and culture in Europe. After his European travels, Rizal settled for a time in Hong Kong, where he opened a clinic as an eye doctor. He brought his family there for safety and even planned to start a Filipino colony in North Borneo. He also wrote letters calling for peaceful reforms. Rizal stayed in Yokohama and Tokyo, where he admired Japan's discipline, cleanliness, and nationalism. He even fell in love with a Japanese woman, Seiko Yusi. Japan inspired him as a country that modernized while keeping its identity. Rizal passed through America on his way back to Europe. He was amazed by its progress and modern system, but also disappointed by the racism and injustice he saw, especially against African Americans and Chinese. Singapore, Sri Lanka, Saigon, and Macau were mostly the stopovers on Rizal's long voyages. But even during his short visits, Rizal observed that people, cultures, and effects of colonization, all of which fed into his writings and reform ideas.